It's time to see where it all began. Welcome back to All Roads Lead to Doom. Welcome back to All Roads Lead to Doom, brought to you by the Fandom Memorandum. We've got a great episode lined up for you today, so let's dive right in. Welcome, fellas. This should be fun. Okay, well, you guys both know me. This is Enrique. You guys probably both talked in the Discord, and then Enrique, this is Will. Should be pretty chill. Should be pretty fun. So I guess before we get right into it, I can kind of explain what the whole point was of doing this. So basically, the whole All Roads Lead to Doom, as we know, is just literally prepping for Doomsday. But my goal, I was trying to figure out, I didn't really like the chronological release, and I also didn't really like the just like normal release order, like the chronological order and then the release order of just Marvel stuff. So basically, what I wanted to do was kind of fine tune it, and I think these first phases, like I think I definitely could have shaken up the order a little bit more, like I did in the other phases, but pretty much the whole goal was to try to make every like phase of movies and TV satisfying, but also pay off correctly, if that makes sense. So basically, I spent like 6 hours trying to figure out what that looked like, and my main goal was satisfying, but also I wanted every single phase to end in a team up, because that's my favorite thing. I love it when you get a bunch of heroes together. So, some of this was a rewatch, some of this was new, but yeah, that's kind of been the goal. So, I figured that we'd kind of like split it up into segments. First, I was thinking we'd literally just go through the movies and just talk about them. You know, see what we like, what we hated, that kind of thing. And if we need a recap on what happened, we can do a fan-splain, and then just yap about it for a little bit. And then I invented this ranking system. So I'm kind of a spaz, but rewatchability is like highest for me. So you guys don't have to use this ranking system if you don't agree with that. But for me, so there's 5 categories. And let me pull up my little notes here. Side note, by the way, I got this freaking movie log that A24 makes. It's pretty tight.
Yeah!
It was locked in.
Yeah, it's been kind of fun. I'm literally taking notes. My handwriting has not improved since school. So the way I did it,
mine, yeah.
dude, it's rough, dude. It's freaking rough. Okay, so there's rewatch. So it's 5 categories. There's rewatch, then there's emotional resonance, then there's character and performance, then there is the execution, and then the cultural impact. And the way that weights, like the weight distribution on that is 40% for rewatch, 20% for emotion, 15% for character and performance, 15% for execution, and 10% for cultural impact. So that's kind of how I broke it down. And then the overall rating is out of 5 stars is what that breaks down to. So you give each one of those a rating out of 5, and then you do the little math there and spit out a score. So we go through, talk about them, rank them, and then even though that's kind of more my subjective ranking, the best part comes with the tier list. So then the whole goal with the tier list is we have to actually agree. We got to do a tier list of just this phase, so we can look back on it, and it'll be our official ranking of that. And then at the very end, after we've all seen Doom, we can go through and do an ultimate tier list, which would be pretty tight.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what the heck was first? Oh, Blade, yeah. Dude, I've never seen Blade.
Blade. Never.
It was good. First time watch, man. It was freaking dope.
Yeah, and I have to agree. I'd say, the plot is iffy, but that's because it was early superhero movies. They didn't know fully what to do, but the actor for Blade, Beast, he's an animal, and he loves Blade. and so I can respect it and how much effort he put in to be Blade.
Yeah, that was goated casting. I'm not gonna lie.
I did not get a chance to watch the Blade movies, any of them, but I did watch everything else. So
Yeah.
for this section, it's just you two.
No, no worries. Here, I can kind of give you a fan's plan for this first movie. It was pretty chill. So basically, there's Blade, right? Blade's a daywalker because his mom got
Yep.
bit by a vampire like right when she went into labor with the dude. So he gets
Yep.
birthed, and then she just freaking. Well, we're led to believe that she dies. Spoilers for the one of the other Blade movies, but basically she becomes a vampire, and so Blade is like kind of pissed that he's a daywalker, so he just runs around murking vampires. It's pretty tight.
Yeah, he hates them.
And who was Deacon Frost? Yeah, the that's the villain. Is he a daywalker too in Reckoning?
Wait.
I think he is. Right?
I don't know. Hold on. I can't remember if he is. No, he's a full vampire. He doesn't like that there are people like Blade where like pretty much his whole objective is to kill Blade and people like him because he wants pure vampires and that they need to dominate the world pretty much. And so that's why he doesn't like Blade.
Yeah, dude, a couple of times.
And he's like, yeah.
I was like, is that Timothy Oliphant? Like that dude looks just like that guy. They could be brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he looks very identical to him.
It's crazy to me. I didn't realize that literally this movie is like the reason we have like any Marvel movies.
Yeah. It literally helped start out all of Marvel because, or not all of Marvel, but it helped. It was the first stepping stone to make people be like, "Oh, okay, maybe it's not too bad." Because it was still a decent movie. It was still pretty good.
Crazy
But
lines though. Some dude's like, "Screw you," and then Blade's like, "Screw this," and just shoots him in the face with the shotgun, and you're like, "All right, all right." Or a silver.
you
gun,
know,
I'm not sure.
the gore and stuff for Blade is it is top tier because it's just him killing so many people. It is so awesome.
Dude, and that freaking opening blood rave or whatever, where the blood's coming out of the sprinkler system and they're all like dancing and like low-key like beating people up. It was crazy. So this is what I put in my notes. I also watched this with my brother, so it was kind of fun to like there are a couple of these where we watched it together in person, which is pretty tight. So I'll be curious to see if that's a trend if I watch it in person with someone, if I like it more, but we'll see. But this is what I put. So I wrote down that this movie paved the way for the MCU, obviously, and then Wesley Snipes' Blade is endlessly cool. Sometimes this movie sacrifices emotion for coolness, which I think is fair. Pretty dope stuff, but it's a bro movie, you know. Like it's for sure just it's for the boys, you know.
Yeah, I think that's where it falls. Is just like it's not very. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's more just action pack, and not a lot of like hard hitting moments, which is more like blood, gore, and epicness from Blade because he is epic. He is quite the epic superhero.
Yeah, he's dope. I'm not familiar with the director's other films or anything, but the director is Stephen Norrington. But he gets buried by the director of Blade 2 because it's our boy Guillermo del Toro. So this is what I put. So for rewatch, I put 4 out of 5. Honestly, it's a fun movie. I think I'll throw it on like when I'm just like, oh, I want to have a good time. I will say that as opposed to a tier list, my ranking system, like there will definitely be room to kind of like wiggle it around because 4 out of 5 is the second highest score, but I'm sure when we get deeper into the actual MCU, I'll be like, all right, Blade 1 is definitely not as rewatchable as X movie,
Yeah.
But for now, that's where I'm putting it. So I put 4 out of 5 for the rewatch. For the emotion, I put 3 out of 5. For the character and performance, I put 4 out of 5 because freaking Wesley and Chris Christopherson, those dudes are so sick. And then for the execution, I put 3.5 out of 5. And for the cultural impact, just because of how much this movie popped off and kind of set up the whole superhero genre, at least the modern version, I put 4.5 out of 5. So that totaled up to, it would give this a 3.8 out of 5 total for its score.
Total. Okay.
So, um, I don't know how you guys are, if you're low or high on it. I know, but will you still go
I'd
see
get.
it? But
I'd give it a. I'd give it a. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So are we gonna do the points on there? Like we do 3.8 out of 5.
that's what I've been doing. I try not to like I try to round to the nearest like fifth so that it's easier when
Oh.
I like
Okay.
I'm literally like coloring in the stars, and so the stars have 5 points. So I'm just kind of like, all right, I got to make it easier to. Although actually, I do think no, I do think I do split a point of a star in half. So I technically go to tenths.
Yeah.
Mm.
It'll definitely get more
Yeah.
fine tuned as I get used to it, but
I'd give it a 4. I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
yeah.
I think I need that. I need that scoring system. I think though, so I could actually so I can follow it too.
I think Blade's pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. I will say though, Blade 2, that's peak, bro. I am like a Blade 2 stan. I had such a fun time.
Blade 2 Stan. All right. All right.
I don't know why. I just thought it was like the best Blade we've ever seen. Like it was cool. Like I think Ron Perlman, his performance as that like bad guy, like dude that was trained to hunt Blade, but then has to fight with Blade. You know, but then still ends
Yeah.
up trying to hunt Blade. Like I don't know. It was pretty tight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you
Right.
feel about it, but
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to. I think it was. I think it was better than the first one. I think it was. Plot wise, I think it was. I also thought that I thought I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know. I don't really have a huge opinion on it.
yeah. So
I
plot
just
wise for Will, basically, there's like, so at the end of Blade 1, he kind of like murks the like bureaucracy of the vampire nation a little bit. And so they're like under new leadership in the second one, and so then they come to him and they're
yeah.
like what do you even call those? Like the thing that the vampires were afraid of. It was like a pure form or something.
Reapers. I think they're called
Reapers.
Reapers or yeah, I think yeah. There's a pandemic turning vampires into Reapers
That's what
in
it
the
is.
movie.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they gotta the vampires like hire Blade to go hunt the Reapers with them, which is kind of tight.
Yeah.
And so you get this whole like crazy, just almost it's almost a team up movie in and of itself, except for it's just like purely tactical. Like there really isn't a lot of like superhero stuff outside of just the vampire world. So just lots of crazy weapons and you know almost like Daredevil, like the TV show Daredevil esque, like fight scenes, but down in like
Yep.
sewers and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Mm.
Spider-Man.
But so this is what I put in the notes. I put this is the more emotional, more engaging, better executed Blade movie. It gave me just about everything I would want from Blade. I was pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, I feel like it had more purpose because he had like more of a goal. Like the last one was just kill all vampires because I hate vampires, but this one was like I'm looking for my mentor so I can find out more details about my life and stuff like that. And then that's when the vampires come in and like we need your help because we are getting freaking wrecked by these reapers.
Well, and then there's just like cool tech. There's like those UV light bombs that like replicate the sun and like fry vampires and stuff and reapers. Pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I put for the score. We'll see what you guys think. So for rewatch, I put 4.5 out of 5. I think I will like definitely return to this.
Yeah.
For emotions, I gave it another half point, so I put it up to 3.5 out of 5. Still emotional, like more emotional, but it's still a Blade movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the character and performance, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was equal to the first Blade. I think they nailed their roles. You know.
Yeah. Nope. It's because Blade. It's because that actor for Blade is he's too good, man.
Dude, Wesley's the man. Plus, you
He
get
is.
that. What does he say? He's like, um, some mother effer's always trying to upskate or trying to ice skate uphill. Butchered it. But yeah, dude, I'm like, what does that even mean? And then I was like, well, I guess it makes
I
sense.
don't know, bro.
I'm like, ice skate uphill. Fair enough. For the execution, I got to give it to Guillermo del Toro, dude. I gave him 4.5 out of 5, dude. I thought he freaking nailed it. His direction was like the missing link.
Yep, that is true.
And then I docked it a half point on impact because I feel like people like this movie, but they weren't like up on it as much as they were for the first one. Like it didn't change
I
the
think it
genre.
was cause the first one wasn't as dominant in story as the last one was.
Mm.
Or sorry, the first one wasn't as good as a story as this one because so they lowered their expectations for this next movie, and they're like,
Oh,
nah, I don't know, and that's probably why it
yeah,
didn't do as good in the box office as the first one.
that's fair. So I think if I've done my math correctly, that would give it a 4.2 out of 5. I think it's pretty dang good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
By the way, just
Oh,
for
maybe
fun,
it slightly edged out the first one. Yep.
anything that is 4.5 and higher for like the actual grand total, we'll just dub those the certified classics. Anything that is 1.5 or lower, that is your certified stinker, dude. That is your worst ones. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty high on this one. I like this one.
Yep.
Now we get the actual convoluted mess of Blade Trinity. I still had a good time. Like it was still a fun watch, but man, I'm pretty low on
Oh,
this movie. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
Well, so for this one, so I think David Goyer, I might be wrong, but I thought David Goyer might have been on the writing team for either the first two or maybe just the second one. And he comes back to write and direct the third one, I think. And I'm wondering if he's maybe a newer director, like has a little less experience when he first did that.
Yeah, he wrote the first one. Was he on the second one? He was on the second one. Uh, yeah, he's on all of them. He directed, but he directed the third one. Yeah, he directed the third one.
Like I remember there being some good lines, but yeah, sometimes the delivery was a little bit interesting. So I think that's probably that could be attributed to the actors, but it could be attributed to the director too.
Yeah.
So this is what I put. I put, while still a fun watch, it loses most of what made Blade 2 great. Feels like a low budget fan film first draft of a movie.
Yep. This is where I'm at so far, and we'll move them around.
Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that.
Yep.
Um, let's see. Oh yeah, real quick plot synopsis. Basically, Blade teams up with Chris Christopherson's daughter, so it's Whistler Jr. essentially, and Ryan Reynolds, who acts like Deadpool but isn't Deadpool yet. You know what I mean? So kind of
Yep.
interesting, but yeah, they basically team up to go hunt Dracula himself, who's like come back to life or come back out of the shadows. I guess he's been in like a hibernation.
Damn, he always
Yeah.
just finds a way to come back, doesn't he?
He
I
always
know,
makes his
dude.
way back.
So yeah, it's like it's not a bad premise by any means. It's just I think the execution was pretty poor. So here's what I did for
Yeah, the
scores.
execution.
Rewatch 2.5 out of 5. Probably not going to revisit it anytime
Yeah,
soon.
it wasn't. It's not that great.
Emotional resonance 2 out of 5. I was like, nah, it's not making me cry or laugh really. The character performance, I
Yeah.
gave it actually for all of the other scores. I gave them all 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, I just felt like it didn't really reach its potential. So that averages out to 2.3 stars overall. So despite Jessica
Yeah.
Biel being hot, couldn't quite do
That was the only thing going for it, really. So
it. Okay, now we get to really dive in. Spider-Man, Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi. I mean, come on.
Spider-Man 1 S tier.
I
Spider-Man
love
1
it.
is great. I don't know. What do you think, Will?
This movie, I don't know why it's this one in particular, but whenever I think about it, it just reminds me of going to the theater and like eating popcorn and sitting on a chair that's not the cleanest. And it's just great. I don't think I've ever even seen this movie in theaters, but that's just what it reminds me of.
Yeah. No, that's I understand where you're getting that from, but that totally makes sense.
I mean, it is just, it's so good. Like, Willem Dafoe, are you freaking kidding me? Holy frick.
Beast. Beast.
So good. And James Franco wasn't like a psycho or whatever yet. So that's tight.
Yeah.
I used to hate Kirsten Dunst, and then on this rewatch, dude, I was kind of like, no, she's got that charm. She's got that MJ charm, you know?
I liked her in the movie. I don't like her as an actor.
No. Yeah, me either.
Oh,
I'm not into it. Although, in, what was that one movie? Roof Man that just came out? She was alright in that, with Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
But that one other movie, that A24 movie, Civil War, bro, she was like, she acted like a brick wall for like 2 hours. It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's accurate.
but we're forgetting the best part, dude. Freaking Tobey Maguire. What a guy. What an
The
actual.
Beast. Him.
Oh, he's him.
Literally
oh
that
boy,
guy.
yeah.
Dude. It blows my mind when someone tells me that they're not Toby fans. Like, I can understand maybe having like other Spider-Men you prefer, but when you just straight up say that you don't like Tobey Maguire movies, I'm just kind of like, no way, dude, no way. So
Yeah, there's no shot.
this is where I scored it. You guys might score it differently here, legitimately, but this is where I scored it. I scored it rewatch 4.5 out of 5. I mean, that is a beauty. Emotional resonance 4.5 out of 5. Character performance, I give it a 4 out of 5. Execution, gave it a 4 out of 5. Cultural impact, I gave that thing a 5 out of 5. I mean, this is truly like Blade walked so that Toby could walk quicker so that the MCU could sprint. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, just we'll get a classic clip from Spider-Man here. Hey, where is he?
So classic. There are cars. Get out of the way. But yeah, as far as the tier list goes, yeah, that's got to be yes, no doubt.
True.
Mhm.
That is an F tier.
So with the math, that gives it a 4.4 out of 5. So it just misses certified classic for me. It's almost there. It's right
Yeah.
there. And my argument, I think the only reason that it doesn't reach certified classic is because Spider-Man 2 exists. Bro, I'm so
So
high
maybe
on
we should
Spider-Man 2.
we should put Spider-Man 1 at an A and Spider-Man 2 at S.
I'm cool with that. What do you think, Will?
I don't think so, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
you
think
think
they
S?
both deserve to be there on S.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah, I have no
yeah,
complaints of that, to be honest.
It's pretty difficult for me to pick a favorite between these two. I think it changes all the time for me.
Dude,
Yeah.
this time around,
Oh yeah, because you have Octavius in the second one.
I'm
Oh,
telling you, Octavius is one of my favorites.
he's
But
him.
I can't give him, I can't call him the GOAT because I don't know that he beats Willem Dafoe. I think he just matches him. I think they're both just that good.
Yeah, no, I don't think I agreed. I don't think he beats him. I do think he matches him because they're both like in No Way or is it No Way Home? What was it? When the multiverse collides or whatever. With both of them there, I'm like they're both so good.
Dude.
Like they're both so good. When they had all the villains and all the Spider-Mans, like you just can't pick one. They're just too good.
This is what I said in the notes for Spider-Man 1. Well, I said, with incredibly emotional moments and iconic scenes, this took the superhero genre into the 21st century. This is the true origin of the modern hero. Pretty tight. Yeah. For Spider-Man 2, though, this is what I said. I said, this is peak Spider-Man with moving performances and thrilling action. This movie delivers. And then I made one more note here because, bro, Aunt May's speech to Spider-Man when they're talking about, he's like not sure if he wants to keep being Spider-Man, and she gives this speech about like steadiness and about how like the modern or the average person, there's a hero in all of us, but we also need heroes to look up to in order to like keep being steady. And I don't know, as a superhero nerd, that freaking hit me. I was like, dude, it might be cringe, but man, I love these heroes, dude. It gives me something to reach for. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's possible for Aunt May to be cringe.
So here's what I gave it for the first three categories: rewatch, emotional resonance, and character performance. I gave straight fives across the board. And then for execution, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. There are some small details that I think are dated, but still great. And for impact, I gave it a 5 out of 5. So that would give it an overall score of 4.9 out of 5, which certifies it as a classic. I think it is an utter classic. I mean, it is so good. You could throw it on at any time and just have a good time, I feel like.
Definitely. It's like so there's Spider-Man, and then there's well, for me anyway, Indiana Jones is another one where their trilogies where the second one is the best. And people also say Star Wars, Empire, but personally I think New Hope is that one's my favorite.
It's interesting that you bring that up
Oh, and
because
Blade as well.
True and Blade. I'm one of those guys that, like, when it comes to Star Wars, I like assume, or I guess I agree that Empire is the best one, but the one that hits me every time, funny enough, is Return of the Jedi, which a lot of people are like baffled by because I can see the argument that it's actually the weakest of the three. But I don't know, it hits me for some reason. This one, I can see why it gets hate and why it gets memed a ton. I don't think it's a bad movie though. I don't know what you think, but
I think that it's okay. It's I think what I liked before, I mean, you can't really compare to Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina's performances in the previous two. But they do pretty good. I mean, Sandman is all right, and oh, Venom. Who's the guy who plays Venom?
oh, what's that guy's name? It's like he has like a weird name. I thought it started with a T. Also, it's like
Topher Grace.
that's what
That's
it
it.
is. Topher, yeah. Not my favorite Eddie Brock for sure. So besides just like the villains themselves, like what do you think went wrong with that movie? Like what was like like why didn't that hit as much the first two? You know what I mean?
In my opinion, I think like they're just like there are certain tropes that I think are overused that are in this one. Like for example, like the other guy, that whole plot about Goblin Jr. trying to steal his girl. I think that has been it's just a trope that's really overdone, and I think that it's not really they didn't put too much of a twist on it.
Mm,
A lot of times like they're going for these emotional moments, but it doesn't really uh, hit as much as it does. Like I think I was more torn up about Doc Ock's death than Harry Osborn's.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
crazy. They had three
that's fair.
movies to build him up, but the third movie is what tanked Harry for us. You know, or maybe it was all three that tanked him, but really the third movie.
I don't. Well, I thought they built him good in the first two. I think it really was just the third movie the way they made him crash. I don't know. I think they could have done it better. I don't know how, but the way they did it, I don't know. There needed to be a different way to execute it.
Yeah, that's a shame to be honest. Because if they did it right, dude, and they made that hit, man, I don't know. We might be having a different conversation about this whole trilogy even. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, so I put while still a fun watch, this movie lacks what made its predecessors great. This movie is jumbled at times and gets in its own way. I just feel like well, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like they tried to jam so many villains into this. I mean, we had Sandman, then we
Yeah,
had the new Goblin, then we had Venom, you know what I mean, and then we had Spider-Man himself when he had the symbiote. Like, that's a lot to juggle, man.
that's what I'm wondering. So that's maybe I don't know. I'm trying to see like I'm wondering if they jammed it all in there because they didn't think it was gonna like be successful, but like the first movie had a budget of 140 million, they made 821 million. So like they literally eight times, almost eight times their revenue. And then the second one, 200 million, but they made 700. So it was slightly less than the first one, but they made it like I don't know. I think they kind of seemed like they were scared to not get everyone in they wanted, and like it was gonna end, and it did end. But I'm just confused why it ended, and so that's probably why they tried to just cram everything in one go.
Yeah, maybe that was the fear. They're like, all right, we've heard some things about Spider-Man 4. We're not really sure if it's going to get off the ground, so let's just try to do a couple of things here while we can.
Yeah,
Because I know Sam
I don't
Raimi
know.
wanted to do Spider-Man 4. He wanted to do like Vulture and Mysterio and things like that, but I'm not sure when those ideas were first being pitched. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
But wait, so how much did the first one make?
the first one made 840. I think 840 million is what I read. Hold on. It
Sheesh,
made yeah 820 million at the box office.
bro, for 2002,
And
that's kind of crazy.
I
Yeah,
know. Well, I just had to check because I was like, is that a comma or a period? Yeah, no, that's 800 million for the
yeah,
first
not
one.
800,000.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So, and then the second one, yeah, the second one made 783. How much did the third one make? Third one made the most,
Really?
890 million.
Dang. So people were up on Spider-Man coming out of 2. They were like, I can't wait for the third one.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang. Maybe that's what it was. They were trying to outdo themselves. They're like, we're gonna jam, you know, 4 or I guess 3 technically villains in here and just give it a go. You know.
Yeah, and I think that's what made it fall flat. Is just the other two were mainly just focused on the well, Willem Dafoe and Octavius, and I don't know, they were just their own thing. And then they're like, let's try to get all three. But I feel like I don't know why. I feel like with Sandman and who else is in this one? Anyways, the it's like Sandman and Rhino and um Lizard, they always feel like they come in a package of three, like every
Mm.
time. I don't know why that is. They never seem to have their own solo show as villains. It feels like they're always together.
Dang, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to remember that when we get to the other ones because that's. I mean, that's how it goes. Like maybe if it was a Spider-Man TV show that they could give them an episode each or something. Oh
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know why it's that way. It just is that way.
yeah,
Yeah, give those guys an episode and everyone else gets a season.
that's right.
Yeah, literally.
For the score, I gave for the first 3 rewatch, emotion, and character performance. I gave 3s down the line. Um,
Yeah.
then for the execution, I actually gave it a 2.5 out of 5. I thought there were a couple of scenes that the composition was actually like not really much to write home about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then for impact, I gave it a 3.5. I don't think this movie did bad things for the superhero genre. I just don't think it, you know, like rocked anybody's world. I mean, it probably rocked somebody's world. It just didn't rock mine, you know. So
All
that
right,
gives
so
it
what are
a
we
3.
thinking here?
Well, so here's something to think about. This technically would rank this lower than all of the Blades, but I don't think it's an F tier movie. You know what I mean? I
I
don't
don't
know.
I don't think it's F tier movie either. I think it's better than F tier. I'm just debating between B and C.
Well, I guess look at it this way. Look at it this way. We're really comparing it to just the movies in this season. When we do the big tier list,
Oh, it's true, true, true,
it,
true,
it,
true.
we'll be able to
Mm.
give it some more points. You know.
I think it's better than Blade 2. Just because I do like the Venom aspect of Spider-Man, like the alternate dark version of Spider-Man. but that's just bias and literal fanboy. Like, there's no other reason for that.
Yeah, I think I ranked it lower than Blade 2, but that's probably literally just because of rewatchability. And so honestly, I'm fine to put it above Blade 2 on the tier list. I think that's fine. So Daredevil, this is my first time. So Anakin in the chat, he said that I should have watched the director's cut because he said the director's cut is like way better. But to be honest, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good.
It is pretty good. Is it as good as a TV show? No. But
not a chance.
it is fire. It is pretty good.
I mean, it helps that Jennifer Garner's a babe, so that was
Yep,
helpful.
that's true.
Anytime she's on the screen, I was like, I'm locked in. Like I'm not looking
You're
away.
like, yeah? Oh, wait. You were saying what? Yeah. Yeah. No, I got it. Yeah.
I'm like, I guess
I don't think I get that because I think she, like, to me, she looks like someone who I could be related to. Like, she looks like some of my relatives. So I'm like,
bro, give me your relative's name, quick.
Quick, right now.
Let me swoop.
Soon.
Interesting enough, so the director is Mark Steven Johnson, and he wrote it as well. So it's kind of like maybe not a complete opposite, but a better version of what David Goyer tried to do with Blade Trinity. Except this guy Mark actually did it pretty good, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's corny though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's lots of like dramatic stare offs and like, you know.
Yeah, I think that's probably a problem that we're gonna run into with these earlier movies. Is that they didn't. I don't know. They're like right now in Marvel, where it's at right now. There's so much cornball activity that happens.
Yeah.
And it feels like Marvel. Like, we all know that Marvel's been regressing in movie quality, but it's also been regressing in like seriousness too, where it's just like, wow, that's kind of corny. Not gonna lie. But yeah.
Well, and
I
guess
agree.
The helpful thing is this movie, even though we've got it later in the phase, it came out in 2003, so its only example before this for like not R-rated action is Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
So this is what I put. I said this movie is charming in its own way, though it feels clunky at times. The chemistry between Daredevil and Elektra is palpable. I felt like, I mean, you could tell that they were literally falling in love in real life because I think they got married after this movie, which is kind of tight.
Yeah.
I also watched this with my brother, so him and I had a good time, which also could add to the fact that I was like, man, that was a good movie. Like, maybe if I watched it again just by myself, I'd be like, I don't know. Also, Colin Farrell, I can see why people say that he's like kind of corny and like they don't like the whole bullseye on his forehead, which I'm not into that either. But I feel like the character that he was directed to play, like that version of the character, I feel like he played that role correctly as far as what the director
He did
wanted.
play the role. I don't think the director got what he wanted, or I think the director got what he wanted, but I don't think the director had the right direction for Bullseye.
Yeah, that was not an accurate Bullseye. It was an interesting take for sure. I mean, it was Colin Farrell being Bullseye. Like, it was straight up just like, that's what you hire Colin to do, you know? Except maybe in the Penguin.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
For scores, I gave it a 3 out of 5 on rewatch. I probably will watch this again sometime, but I'm not like chomping at the bit, you know?
Yeah, you're like, eh.
For emotions, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 because I do think the scenes like between him and his dad are decent, you know, and like between him and Jennifer Garner are pretty good, but they're not gonna be winning any awards or anything, you know.
Yeah,
so that's why I also gave a 3.5 for the character and performance. Specifically though, because of the Bullseye direction, I did give the execution a 2.5 out of 5. And then for impact, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I don't think it did anything negative for the genre, but you know, I don't think it did anything really all that positive. It just kind of kept the momentum going, you know.
Yeah.
So overall, that gives it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, it's hard too because we have the TV show, and the TV show is so goated. It's just like if looking at this tier list and also having the TV show like there, it makes me almost want to put it at C, just because like you said, it was like a little clunky and There's some other thing, and Bullseye. Bullseye just freaking, oh man.
Oh yeah,
But
I think I'm cool. See, what do you think, Will?
That seems about right. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, interesting enough, I watched Elektra like literally the day after I watched Daredevil because I was like, all right, that was a good time. I really want to see what they do with Elektra. I'm not gonna lie,
yep.
I freaking hate this movie. This movie sucks.
Yeah, it's a pretty terrible movie.
Oh,
Yeah. They there's something there's something that's going on now, but also back in the 90s with like super like girl superheroes and stuff, and like just female leads in general. It feels like they just don't know how to write a good female lead and make it like it just I don't know. That's why Elektra sucks so bad. It just made it corny and not actually like a powerful woman, especially after watching like I don't know if you guys have watched. I know you haven't, Brady. But Jujutsu Kaisen, they just released an episode from this week about one of the main characters. Her name is Maki, and they wrote her like Kill Bill, and so she's super powerful. She's super crazy, and she's like actually super strong, and she's actually super calm and collected and stuff. But like all the other times is like it feels like the right female characters just so insufferable and a little annoying. And Elektra kind of is that way, but more just corny, like even cornier than the Daredevil movie and stuff.
yeah.
But
I think Abby was good in the beginning, but then like when they go to like the training place, I think that's when she got boring.
What
yeah,
was that
And the
romance that they tried to make between her, like Elektra and Abby's dad? I was
yeah,
like, what
that
the
that
frick?
was not that just like I'm just so confused by that. I just have nothing to say other than what.
it just kind of was just in there. They're just like, yeah, throw that. That's another problem. Is like I don't know. They it's just not making it natural, or like it just kind of shoved and forced it in there as hard as they could, and it just came across as lazy and gross,
Yeah.
and just didn't work.
And the other thing, yeah, it was literally like the only reason that they fell in love is she was a woman, he was a man, and they had proximity. Like that was the setup. That was
That was
it.
it. Yep. There was no other reason. No.
And she had more motivation to not like get with him because like he's just lying to her the whole time. Like obviously to protect Abby or whatever, but like
Yeah,
there's reasons to be like, hey, you're sketchy. I'm out.
literally.
Which we can throw some shade at the director Rob Bowman, but the writer was Mark Steven Johnson again. So he tried to do stuff in Daredevil as the writer and did them poorly. And so I don't know. I mean, this could be attributed more to him than even Rob, but it's hard to say.
True.
It was rough
Could
though.
be.
So
Yeah, I
I'll
think
I'll get
that's
right to it.
easy F tier. But anyways,
Oh, F tier for sure, dude. Yeah, so easy.
I think it was worse than Blade Trinity.
Dude, yeah, worst movie of the phase. It's not even a question. For rewatch, I gave it a point and a half. I mean, I'll probably never see the
Point
movie
that,
again.
yeah.
Emotional Resonance gave it a 2. There was like a couple of times where I was like, oh, I feel bad for Abby, and then like the very next scene, I'm like, I don't know.
You're like, I don't care.
Character performance, I gave it a 2.5, probably because I think Jennifer Garner's hot. That's why it even gets half points. And then for execution, I gave it a 2 out of 5. I'm like, I can see like there were a couple of cool things like the freaking sheets that were like flying around. I'm like, that looked pretty, but made zero sense.
Yeah, nope. It's another thing that just it doesn't make any sense.
And then I give a point and a half for impact. I think this did do a little damage. It kind of harshed the momentum.
Oh
But
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
well, and it was
It
2005, so
yeah.
which puts it right
Yeah.
between Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. So maybe that's, well, I don't know. Spider-Man 3 made so much money that they were probably like, Electra sucked. Let's go watch Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So that gives it a 1.8 out of 5. I don't think it'll be the worst
F tier.
project that we see throughout this watch through, but it's definitely the worst of this phase, no doubt.
Mm.
Yeah. No, that was pretty bad. Okay. So yeah. So yeah, we got F tier. I had it last F. It's gone. Like it's
Yeah,
at the end. It does not get the front row.
So here's interesting. Do
Um
we think that
mhm.
Spider-Man 1 gets top S over Spider-Man 2?
Ooh, I think actually crap.
It's so hard. It's so hard, dude.
Yeah.
I think today I would put 2 above, but it could change in the future.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at cuz like, dude, sometimes watching Willem Dafoe, you're just like, bro, you're the master.
It's true. And then you have Octavius, you're like, oh dang.
Okay, now I'm sure you guys get why I put X-Men First Class in this one, but just to kind of explain it, because it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy to jump to 2011. I know that a lot of people see this as more of a reboot. I have kind of in like my head canon tried to see it as more of a prequel. But it is tough because of what are we at? Are we at 3 or 4 X-Men timelines at this point? I think we might be at 4.
4?
Because we got the Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh no, I guess that one's in the Deadpool universe.
That yeah.
Oh, it does jump around.
But
a
it does
little.
bring.
So we get elements of the other Wolverine's timeline.
Yeah.
And then we have the 10005, which is where Deadpool comes from. That's his universe he's trying to save. Right?
There's technically 3. So we have the original timeline, which is X-Men like 2001, X2, X-Men: The Last Stand, X-Men Origins, and then or X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then the Wolverine. And then you have the revised timeline, which is X-Men First Class, which is pre 1973, Days of Future Past, post 1973, and then X-Men Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. So there's, and then Deadpool and Deadpool 2 are there, and Logan are all in the same universe technically. So
Okay, so
yeah,
what do you guys think? First Class.
A tier. No, just kidding.
I like it, dude. I actually legitimately like X-Men First Class.
Well,
I think it's a good time.
I like all the characters. I like the reboot.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Mystique, like the Jennifer, what is her name?
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah,
She's a
I
little
am not
strange.
either.
And like they almost like set up like a romance between her and Charles, and also her and Magneto, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
But I also get the emotions that she brings to it because she really helps flesh out the Magneto way of thinking, where it's like be proud of being a mutant, and
yeah,
don't hide it. So it's tough.
Mm.
yeah.
I do like Charles Xavier though. James McAvoy, Charles Xavier, like he's obviously not better than the
He's the
GOAT
best
Patrick
one.
Stewart, but I feel like I feel like he sets up, like I feel like they are the same character. Like looking at a young Charles Xavier, I think he would act the way that James McAvoy acts him.
Yeah, no, that's true. I
I would
agree.
agree.
This is what I put in the notes. I said this movie is just a lot of fun. The performance is entertaining and the story is engaging. It's simply a good time. So I feel like that's A tier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
what I
have
was
much to
thinking.
say other than uh, I liked it.
There will be better X-Men for sure down the line.
There will be better. So for this phase, I will be A tier, but when we rank a bunch of them, yeah, it's gonna change.
Yep, it's gonna get put on the chopping block.
Yep.
So overall, looking at this phase, how do you think it stacks up? Weak, strong?
I would say it's on, like, looking at the tier list, it's like almost perfectly mid.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like you have really top heavy like Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Blade 2, and X-Men First Class. And then the bottoms, like the stinkers really stink. Like these two. Maybe like if we're doing on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably put it at like a 6
Yeah.
out of like strength. But I don't know. Maybe a 7. Maybe a 7, but.
So here's what I did for score. I did rewatch at 4 out of 5. Emotions, I did 3.5 out of 5. Characters and performance, I did 4 out of 5. I thought there was some good acting in there. Execution, I did 3.5 out of 5. I do like Matthew Vaughn as a director. I think he does cool things. Plus, I'm pretty big on Henry Jackman. That dude, his score is tight. Yeah! I love the music of First Class. And then for Impact, I did 3.5 out of 5. I think it was a good movie. It kept the momentum going. You know, some flaws, but nothing damaging. You know. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the phase. So before we move on to some other things, do you guys want to talk some Doomsday for a sec?
Yup.
So,
Sure. I don't know if I'll have much insight, but I will agree to participate.
I also put the tier list in the chat, so
yes,
it's there.
Sir. So take us with a grain of salt, but some leaks came out today. This is technically a Secret Wars thing. Some leaks came out today suggesting that Secret Wars could be a part 1, part 2. It sucks that you have to wait a year, but it gives you more content, you know, so that whatever Doomsday sets up, we don't have to just resolve it in 3 hours. We might get to resolve it in 6 hours. But it is tough to wait in between, you know.
Wait, Secret Wars? What are you talking about?
Oh, so Doomsday is like the Infinity War, and Secret Wars is Endgame. So Secret Wars is the next Avengers movie before like the soft reboot of the MCU.
Oh, okay.
So the rumor is that it could be a part 1, part 2 to see how Doomsday gets resolved.
Oh, jeez.
Hmm.
Okay. I did not hear about that, but that's interesting.
That broke today.
That broke today?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. We do have something relevant to this phase for Doomsday. I try, like, the whole point of this is to see what is relevant, but this, I didn't even have to go out of my way. So John Campea, he runs the John Campea Show on YouTube, and he talks about all fandoms and movies and all sorts of stuff. I mean, he covers a lot of media, news, and whatnot. But he also is a pretty trustworthy insider. He's been right a lot of times. He kind of pisses me off sometimes because he's a little bit cocky. But he broke. I think it was like, I want to say like a week or maybe 10 days ago, that the opening scene of Doomsday is going to take place in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe, following the events of not A New Hope, of No Way Home. So that's kind of tight. Yeah, but here's the scare. The scare is that we don't know why or how, but I think the X-Men, from what John Campea was saying, he's saying that the X-Men are going to show up because their world and Tobey Maguire's world they're going through an incursion, and in the comics, in order to stop an incursion, you have to destroy the other Earth, and so the X-Men are there murking his planet essentially, which is kind of nuts.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What the heck?
And the only defenders that are there defending his entire planet are him and the rehabilitated Doc Ock, Alfred Molina, fighting alongside each other.
Nice.
But here's the scare. He also said that Hugh Jackman Wolverine, is going to kill someone important in this movie, in Doomsday. So everyone's freaking out. They're like, is he going to kill Toby?
Oh
my gosh. Wouldn't that be something?
Low-key, he shouldn't be able to, because Toby, well, just Spider-Man in general, should murk Wolverine. Wolverine is a brawler, but Spider-Man can be at range. You know, he can stay away from him.
Yeah, but he just holds back, you know, all the time. Like, Spider-Man's true strength is, I don't know. He doesn't unleash it ever, unless he's pissed.
Oh, but the tough thing
maybe
is
he kills, maybe kills MJ, and then Spider-Man gets pissed and kills Wolverine. No, just kidding.
Dude, low-key, like, you're joking, but John Campea was theorizing about that. He was like, what if we see the world starting to split apart, a la, like, Stranger Things, and we see, like, Kirsten Dunst and, like, Toby's daughter, like, fall into the crack and die, and he tries to save him, but he can't, and then he has to, like, go freaking try to stop the X-Men, you know?
Yeah.
Which, if that happens, I want to see Doc Ock attempt to try to fight Magneto, and Magneto just, like, freaking crush his, like, claw arms all around him, and, you know, like, that'd be crazy, dude.
Yeah. That would be insane.
Pretty nuts. The other rumor is that right at the very end, you'll see like a TVA portal open, and like Toby's about to die, and then you'll see like either Mobius or OB from Loki snag Toby Maguire because Loki is recruiting him as like a multiversal Avenger, essentially.
No.
Because the rumor is Tom Holland's not going to be in this movie. Like, if we get a Spider-Man, it's probably going to be somebody else.
A new Spider-Man, another one.
I don't think it'll be a new Spider-Man. I think it's Toby. I genuinely think that Toby's like in this movie, but not as a cameo. I think he like is in this movie.
Like he's one of the main people.
Like I think he is the Avengers Spider-Man, essentially, which could be freaking
Interesting.
dope.
Well, I hope he is, and he doesn't get killed.
I know it's dude.
I mean, if it's between that or getting killed, then I'd go for the first option.
Yeah, Will, how would you feel if they brought him in this movie literally just to make him fodder for Doom?
Fodder. Oh my god.
Well, before I started this whole watch thing, the only Marvel movies I've ever seen are the Tobey Spider-Mans. So
Really?
I'd be quite distraught.
Dude, yeah, that. Oh. So, I mean, it might be early to declare this. We don't have to declare this officially, but so far, obviously, we haven't encountered another Spider-Man. But I'm pretty high on Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I wonder if by the end of this watch through, he'll be my top pick for both Peter Parker and Spider-Man. We'll have to see. Okay, so I got another little segment I'm curious about. I've got a little face-off segment. I've got three battles from this phase. They're not battles that actually occurred. These are hypotheticals. I want to see what you guys think. So for our first pick, we've got Blade from the Blade movies versus Ben Affleck Daredevil. And we're talking in a combat scenario. They got to fight each other.
Daredevil's not immortal, right?
No, he's
is he?
literally yeah. He's a human.
So I would have to take Blade because he can't. He's immortal. He's an immortal vampire or half vampire. Just because he can't. I think it would be a tough fight, but he's immortal at the same time.
See, I see the argument, but like think about every time Bullseye was chucking stuff at Daredevil and he was just literally matrixing everything. You know, if he can keep Blade at range, especially if he does get close to Blade and gets his hand on any sort of silver. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Fair.
But to be honest, let's be real. Blade's winning that fight. I don't think it's an absolute, like, he's not going to crush Daredevil.
I don't think it's easy. It's going to be the hardest fight ever. But I think Blade wins.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, this next one is kind of a weird one. This next one, we got Beast, and we're talking Beast as he is at the end of X-Men First Class. So he's blue. He's not monkey toes guy. So we got Beast, and he's going up against Topher Venom from Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
I'm thinking Venom. Just because like Venom, I don't know. Venom has a lot more. I mean, the alien, not whatever, not Topher, but Venom, the alien, probably has a lot more combat experience than Beast at the end of First Class. I think he would be Venom. Maybe it's the later movies. Maybe he'd be better because he's had more combat experience and he's also just gets even more genius than like First Class. But yeah,
that's fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking totally Venom because like Venom did some pretty nasty damage to Spider-Man, and I think Spider-Man would easily win a fight against Beast.
It's tough because when it comes to intelligence, I think Beast buries Venom, but I don't know.
Yeah,
because Venom's got all that alien experience, which creates its own intelligence. So it's rough. Like I don't know, and he's awkward. I mean, like that whole movie of First Class, like even up to the very end, like Beast is like he acts like he's almost prepubescent, like he doesn't know how to use his body yet. You know. So all right, I think Venom for that one.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, now this is our prime fight. This is the top billing on the card. You know. Okay, I gotta remember. I gotta get this right. So, the team is. Let me make sure I say this correctly. The team is, and this is at the end of first class. So this is paralyzed but still young Charles Xavier, Beast, Havoc, Banshee, and Elektra. So it's those 5 versus Daredevil, Blade, Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, James Franco Goblin, and remember the last one here.
Was it Doc Ock?
Oh yeah, Doc Ock. Thank you. So let me say it again. So Charles Xavier, Havoc, Banshee, Elektra, and Beast versus Doc Ock, Spider-Man, New Goblin, Blade, Daredevil.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man's team's gonna take that one.
You think?
Yeah. They have
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Doc Ock and Blade.
And Blade, yeah.
But hear me out.
Just uh-huh.
Charles Xavier, he can literally control their minds, can he not?
Did you say they had Daredevil too?
They do have Daredevil as well.
Yeah, no, they're cooked. and if it's the end of first class X-Men, they're cooked. Like there's no chance. They get wiped by that team.
All right,
like there's no shot.
So who do we need to switch out? Who do we need to sub out on Charles Xavier's team to give him a fighting chance? Do we have to put Magneto on there? Take out Elektra?
Probably. Yeah, Elektra's gone. I think Beast
yeah.
needs to go too.
Who do you replace Beast with, you think?
What's his name? Oh, what's his name?
Because if you give him Kevin Bacon, I think that they completely win. Like I don't know how they can fight against a dude who can absorb power. You know?
Yeah, I don't know about Kevin Bacon. That seems overpowered. Maybe oh frick, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Give him Nightcrawler.
Ooh, give him Nightcrawler. That'd be dope.
Just so he can move around quicker. I know that like they have like Spider-Man has spider sense, but it could be more of a tactical advantage for the X-Men in that if they switch those two people out, they put Magneto and Nightcrawler in.
Dang. So if you're going man to man, like literally not zone defense, we're hitting him with some man to man. Who the frick is guarding Magneto? Does it have to be Spider-Man? Like because Goblin, he's gonna lose his glider. Doc Ock, he's gonna get crushed by his own claws. You know, Blade and Daredevil, they both use metal every time.
Oh frick, yeah.
That's a good point.
Maybe we got to give Spidey the symbiote suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even then, are they still beating him
with Magneto or
with Magneto and Nightcrawler instead of Elektra, and we can take out maybe we'll take out Havoc, so it would be Xavier, Magneto, Banshee. Oh no, we took out Beast, right? Xavier, Magneto, Havoc,
yeah,
Banshee, and
because like Havoc's strong. Havoc is strong, so that was the only thing that was giving him a fighting chance for a second.
True.
But now that they have Magneto, it's even I don't know. Now it might be cooked for Spider-Man and his crew.
Yeah, if Spider-Man could take out Magneto, then it's game over.
Yeah.
Shoot. Because it's an if, who we giving it to in that lineup? Does it go to the X-Men? We haven't seen Spider-Man at his full power, you know? Tobey Maguire.
That's true. But I think someone on his team would have to die for that to happen.
Yeah. It would probably have to be Goblin, no? He'd have to be pissed enough about Harry to unleash.
To want to kill someone.
All right. We got to crown a winner. Who are we saying?
I'll give it to Spider-Man and Co.
Yeah, I would agree because that's what I'm familiar with currently.
Let's lock it in. Spider-Man.
It's
and
like, I know
If
what
we're doing
Spider-Man should do.
X-Men first class of those heroes, I'll give it to Spider-Man and his team. But
yeah. Well, sick. Cool.
That's good.
Looking ahead, let's see. So here's what we got next. We've got Hulk 2003. We got Ghost Rider 1. So that's week 1. So those are. Let me pull up the calendar here.
oh, the Fantastic Fours are gonna be a struggle, man. Holy
Dude, hot take. I dig those movies, bro. I might be damaged goods, but so Hulk and Ghost Rider start
not
next
those.
week. That'll be next week's watches. And then first week of February, that's where we get Ghost Rider 2 and what's that one right there? Am I blind? Oh,
Wait,
the first Fantastic
after
Four.
which one? Yeah, first Fantastic Four, second, and then you got X-Men Beyond, I think.
Yeah, so yeah,
X-Men 2.
week
no, that's
2
just X-Men.
Yeah, week 2 is
X-Men
Fantastic Four
X2.
2. Yeah. The third week and the fourth week of February are gonna be pretty easy, just one movie each. So yeah, X2 for the fourth. That's the week of the 15th to the 21st, and then The Last Stand from the 22nd to the 28th, and then we'll do our next discussion on the 28th. Pretty tight. Yeah! Well, sweet guys, thanks for coming. I know that we were small this time, but I didn't mind it. It's just nice to hang out with some guys that actually care to watch and are down to hear me yap about it.
Yeah. It's been fun.
Sweet. Okay, that was our first Marvel Roundtable. Pretty great. If you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.